So my name is Orsi Rozgonyi, and I'm a concerned citizen of Budapest. I've been sitting here at Kossuth Square, right next to our Parliament, for, well, this is my seventh day. I'm doing a fast, so I'm not eating any food. I'm only drinking water and some herb tea. And I'm doing this out of support. This is my way of supporting the city of Kishantos, or the town, the village of Kishantos, and the land that surrounds it. Actually, the village of Hontos and the land that surrounds it, and it's called Kishantos. You probably wonder what Kishantos is about. It's an organic farm, an organic demonstration land, which has been in operation for about 22 years. Started out as a German-Hungarian government project, and later on the people of Denmark were also involved. The people who have been working there have done a lot to present people with organic farming, democracy, sustainability. This land consists of two parts. One is roughly, I'm going to speak in US terms, 1,100 acre of a land, and it's actually, it has a BioSwiss certification, and there's also a folk college that is attached to it. It might be a term that's not known to Americans. It's folk colleges are colleges where people can study in practice, and it's an idea based on the great Danish thinker N.F.S. Grundtvig, and his idea was kind of school for life, and it's what they've been doing there is really wonderful. There's been an exchange program also ran on this land, and the people involved, and so a lot of great ideas came about. The reason why I'm sitting here is because the lease that was attached to this land expired last October, and there was a call for tender where everybody was welcome to submit applications, and of course the previous users submitted an application as well, and there were several other ones. At the end, the land was divided in 10 parts, and it actually started out a huge controversy here in Hungary. Many felt that it was not really legitimate, not very fair the way it was evaluated and decided, and many questioned it. And believe it or not, most of the companies involved in the new, most of the new owners or renters are companies who don't have, or have very little, or they either don't have agricultural background, or they do, but it's not tied to any kind of organic farming. So many were concerned. And of course they started out a dispute, and this dispute is currently under evaluation. There are several lawsuits pending, and to everybody's surprise, on April 12th, right after the elections, the new owners showed up with heavy machines, and they destroyed this land. They destroyed the grain, they destroyed our food, you can say. They destroyed life, and well, you know, it brought up a lot of questions. First of all, what kind of a farmer is a farmer who destroys life, a farmer who destroys land or what's in that land, especially if it's organic. You know, whose interest is it, and what kind of interest is that? So people were upset, and there was one gentleman who, I believe it was the very next day or soon afterwards, he sat down. It was right before Easter. He sat down here and sent out a message to the world on Facebook, and he said, my heart is upset and I can't go on, I can't act as if nothing happened. I want to sit down here and do a fast and pray for our land, for Mother Earth, and pray for these people to come to their senses. And it actually touched my heart. I was very happy to read his message. I suddenly felt that there was somebody whose heart kind of pounded to the rhythm of my heart. Somebody who didn't want violence, somebody who didn't want to use the same weapons that these people are using, but rather to sit down peacefully and with his silence to make them think and start a conversation. So I came to visit him, and I told him that I was interested in taking over once he was done. I couldn't do it immediately, so after a week of a break, which actually didn't turn into a break, there were other individuals who broke up the week in between and spent 1 or 2 days here fasting. So it came to my day, and at noon last Friday I sat down here, and I've been sitting here. Of course I go home at night, but I've been sitting here and meeting a lot of wonderful people, going through a great experience, feeling the power of love and the power of how people want to unite and help the people of Kishantos and to save this land. So on the very last day, you know, I'm going to finish here tomorrow, but today we got the news that these new owners, well, one very important thing I didn't mention actually, there was 2 court hearings. Actually, it was supposed to be 3 court hearings, but one was postponed. But the ruling of 2 court orders was that the new owners taking over of the land was illegal, or it was not right. They don't have the right there to do any kind of operation there. So currently we feel reassured, yet there's still a lot of question whether, you know, they're gonna have the final ruling in Kishantos' favor. So this morning we got the news that the new owners or the new renters showed up again, and they brought their machines again, and they just went down on the land and they started destroying it again. And so we felt immediately that we couldn't sit here anymore, so we got in our cars and went there, and we recorded a short footage. It was very brutal. It was a very, very brutal scene. It was something I couldn't have imagined if somebody just told me. It was very aggressive, and even though we tried to stop this operation in a peaceful way. We surrounded the machine, and we wanted to ask the driver who authorized him to do his activity. He refused every kind of conversation. The previous renter pointed out that he was doing an illegal operation. It didn't matter. And then at one point, the person who gave him the order to do it showed up, and he was just mad. He was shouting at us, and he got in the truck, and he yelled, you know, if there's anyone in front of it, I'm just gonna run over the person, and I don't care. And it was mind blowing. And this is what's going on in Kishantos. I feel that we need to bring justice to these people and to this land. This is actually grain from Kishantos. It was destroyed, but we took it with us to just have it as a representation of life. And under this tree, it's a representation of love. And I do ask you to please support our effort. So if you search for it on the internet, if you look for it through the Hungarian Greenpeace, or we're gonna give you some useful websites, please do look for us and help us internationally, so we can have our voices heard and we can stop this atrocity and bring justice. We from Hungary appreciate all your help. Thank you.